It was a night that was supposed to be another charming celebrity appearance on late-night television. The Tonight Show had invited Denzel Washington, a legend in Hollywood, to promote his upcoming film. Audiences expected laughter, insightful conversation, and maybe a few memorable moments. But no one could have predicted the storm that was about to unfold. As Denzel walked onto the stage, he greeted the audience with his usual confident presence. The crowd roared in applause, but behind the smiles, something was simmering just beneath the surface, something neither the host nor the guest was ready to contain. The segment began smoothly. The host cracked a few jokes, Denzel responded with sharp wit, and the audience was thoroughly entertained. But then came the moment that tipped everything over. The host brought up a rumor, one that had been circulating online for weeks, about a supposed feud between Denzel and another major actor. Denzel's smile vanished. His tone shifted. He calmly replied that he didn't come on the show to entertain gossip. The host, perhaps sensing an opportunity for drama, pressed further, jokingly calling Denzel too serious for late night. At that moment, Denzel leaned in. His voice was steady, but the fire in his eyes was unmistakable. He called out the media culture that thrives on pitting artists against one another. He criticized how the industry often values spectacle over integrity. The audience grew quiet. You could hear a pin drop. The host tried to steer the conversation back to the light-hearted tone of the show, but Denzel wasn't having it. He had found a platform and was going to speak his truth. What started as a routine interview was now turning into something far more intense. Cameras kept rolling. The producers backstage were frantically signaling for a commercial break. But Denzel was in the middle of a powerful monologue about the responsibilities of public figures and the toxicity of celebrity culture. The host interrupted, trying to laugh it off and pivot to a funny anecdote about Denzel's childhood. That's when things really escalated. Denzel stood up, removed his microphone, and directly addressed the studio audience. He said he was tired of being reduced to clickbait headlines and manipulated narratives. Security was now seen near the edges of the set, not because Denzel was being violent, he wasn't, but because protocol demanded it when a guest went off-script so publicly. The host tried to regain control, his smile becoming more strained with every passing second. But Denzel, still calm and articulate, refused to play along. He questioned why serious conversations were treated like disruptions. He asked why truth made people uncomfortable on platforms that claimed to value honesty. And he refused to back down, even as the show cut to an emergency commercial break. When the broadcast returned, Denzel was no longer seated. The host looked visibly shaken, offering a quick apology to viewers and saying the show would continue without the actor. But social media had already exploded. Clips of the incident were going viral. Supporters praised Denzel for standing up against manufactured drama and superficial interviews. Critics accused him of being unprofessional. But one thing was certain, this was a Tonight Show moment unlike any other, and people around the world were tuning in to see what really happened. Backstage, reports suggested that Denzel had been asked to leave the premises. Though there was no shouting or physical confrontation, his departure was treated as an unofficial removal. The show's producers released a vague statement about creative differences and respecting their guests' boundaries. Denzel, however, took to his social media to share his side. He posted a clip of his monologue with the caption, "Truth doesn't need a stage, but sometimes it finds one." The post quickly gained millions of views and sparked a broader discussion. Other celebrities began chiming in. Some applauded Denzel for challenging the late-night formula that prioritizes humor over substance. Others felt he hijacked a show that wasn't meant for serious debate. Journalists analyzed every frame of the footage, debating whether Denzel had crossed a line or simply exposed the one the show had drawn around acceptable topics. Think pieces flooded the internet, questioning whether late-night TV had become outdated in its approach to interviewing real artists with something to say. In the days that followed, The Tonight Show saw both praise and backlash. Ratings spiked due to curiosity, but critics questioned the show's integrity. Meanwhile, Denzel continued to promote his film through independent interviews and platforms that allowed deeper discussion. He appeared on podcasts, participated in serious roundtables, and used his voice to advocate for change in media narratives. Whether people agreed with his Tonight Show moment or not, no one could deny the impact it had on conversations around celebrity and truth. Ultimately, the incident became a landmark moment in both Denzel's career and late-night television. It served as a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected moments can become the most meaningful. A single question sparked a fire that couldn't be contained by commercial breaks or scripted banter. Denzel didn't just walk off a set, he walked into a larger dialogue. And while The Tonight Show may try to forget that night, audiences will remember it as the moment when one of Hollywood's greatest refused to be silenced.